big down is obviously we always say not your keys, not your cheese, not your keys, not your coins.
The current British government originally had plans to cut the ISA from £20,000 to £10,000. But if they decide, you know what, Bana, we need money, we're going to slash everyone's ISAs, is it still attractive at only $10,000 a year?
So basically, it allows you to invest in a crypto ETN. I don't even know what that is.
The content presented in this podcast is intended for informational and educational purposes only. It should not be considered as financial advice, and listeners are encouraged to conduct their own research or consult with a qualified professional before making any investment decisions.
Crypto flip.
In this week's episode, we'll be discussing what the effect is of the FCA approving crypto within ISA accounts. We'll also be looking at Uxento's increased multi-deploy limit from 5 coins to 50 and what that's going to do to the trenches. And finally, we'll be discussing the 4-year cycle. A lot of people have been saying that it's over, but we'll be getting to the bottom of it and seeing whether that's really the case. And you're listening to Crypto Flip, where real money meets real talk, where 3 investors are managing a combined 7-figure portfolio built over 2 decades in crypto. We've ridden bull runs, survived the crashes, and learned expensive lessons so you don't have to. Each episode, we break down the latest moves, dissect what's actually driving the market, and cut through the noise on everything from under-the-radar altcoins to meme coins that somehow print money. We're not going to bring hype, just honest insights from traders and investors with actual skin in the game. This is Crypto Flip. And before we get into all of those stories and all of those wonderful things, you know what we have to do. If you're a regular, I don't have to say it. But for those of you who are new, we have to talk to the Dejians and get into some crypto confessions. So let's get started. I invested in ETH at $10, Solana at $3, taking money from my family to invest. Got huge into leverage and managed to gamble nearly all away. Now my net worth is negative because my family thinks that they have crypto holdings which don't exist anymore. At least I paid out their initial investment when times were good. What do you man make of that?
Listen, if it wasn't for that saving grace of my man paid back how much money they actually put in, that's like, I mean, obviously, yes, what he did is criminal, and that's grounds for a familial divorce or murdering your cousin or your brother or something. But the fact that he paid back the original investment, which they probably went away and did nothing with, is testament to this luck, I guess, because we've heard stories where people have taken money from their dad, from their cousin, from their friends, and just blown it, and they just don't even know. They don't even tell him. I reckon this guy should tell him though. Don't sit on this forever, man.
What's that to tell him? It's over, fam. Good. Listen, you screwed up a generation changing wealth, fam. You saw ETH at $10, you saw Solana at $3, and what you thought to yourself is, yeah, I'm gonna go leverage. Like, talk about suicidal, fam. Like, but at least he said, you man said he gave the money back to his family, so that's something. But still, you're still lying. You're still portraying a certain level of wealth that you don't have. So, like, better just freshen up or just telling people that you care about, you love, so that they'll just know what your stand. Because eventually they'll come and ask you for money, and then you'll be like, "Oh, I thought you were rich, man." Hey, I lost it all.
But but let's be real. It's not even rich, bro. He said he invested in ETH at $10 and Solana at $3, bro. They should
HODL
trillion here, bro.
Oh, bro, that's what I'm saying. You should HODL, bro.
They think that can snap their fingers and buy them a mansion.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, that's not the case. So he needs to fess up, like he man said, still, because this is just diabolical work from like. I honestly, before I pass it on to Harris, I don't think there's a way he recovers from this. Just the fact that the huge moves Solana and ETH have done, it's hard to come out from this because
Never.
there's so many, like, on the way, like, there was Hyperliquid, there was Asta, there was Peanut. Even if, like, you're gonna bounce back by now. You should have bounced back by now. So the fact that he's posted this recently means he's probably just drinking and just wallowing in sorrow, fam. So shame. It's a shame. Damn shame.
Yeah, I want to know if you, man, would be like, what your reaction would be if you were the family member and you got your money back, but obviously the rest of it is gone.
I'd be alright, man, if I'm honest. Nah, forget that. I said to my friend, I said to my family member, let's say one of my cousins, I'm like, yo, you gonna buy the steaks for me? And he's like, yeah. And he jumps in at $10, and now it's $4,390. And let's say I gave him $1,000, bro. Like, that $1,000 now should be like 400 bags, like. And he's just gonna give me back $1,000. I would be fuming, bro. Bro, I would be fuming, bro.
Listen, yeah. I was a family member, and he told me that he lost his wealth. I'll just shake my head from like how? Like, how do you? Because the thing is, this is greed again, fam. Because you thought, with his little pot of money, just instead of just do the same thing and just harder. You're like, nah. Let me go to the market and trade it all away. Like, and he said it himself. Like, I gambled it all away. So it's like. This is common though. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of traders, they make it and then they lose it all. Like, it's just another story in the bull market, isn't it, man? Like, literally. It's a regular downturn. Either you get hacked or you blow away all your stacks you've been stacking. So, or you keep it and then you exit the market nicely. So, you know what I mean? Which one are you going to be? A, B, or C? So, yeah, preferably C. So, yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely a cautionary tale. I think Deji nailed it on the head with it's greed. That's what I was going to lead with. I just wanted to know what your reactions were if it was you. Because if it was me, on the one hand, you know, I haven't lost anything. I think we have to keep that in perspective. Now, obviously, yes, you've lost what should have been yours, but you haven't in real terms lost anything. So, yes, I would obviously be pissed at that family member, but, you know, I think it's a bit different as well. If they're getting you to invest in, they're probably not that plugged into the market. Otherwise, they would have done it themselves. So you might be lucky and they might just be like, like, you should be up, but at least I haven't lost anything. So, hey, better luck next time and just stay away from perps and futures. With that being said, let's go on to the next one. Got into crypto with £120,000. I am down to just over £19,000. I am over 30, male, who threw all my life and accumulated savings into crypto. I have hope. If I hold, I would recover my money in the next year or two. Feel like a bum and a loser whenever I think about it. And my heart always has this sinking feeling. What do you, man, make of that?
Honestly, you know, when I hear about these big losses, I think, that's crazy. But then to hear that it's in the UK, so my man lost 100k in crypto, bro.
120.
No, he lost 100k. He started what? Oh, now he's just over 9.
Oh, okay. You see what was okay? Lost 1 and a 1, of course.
He lost 100k, right? My first thought immediately is, okay, I invested in crypto and I lost money, so I'm gonna offset this against my taxes for the next 5 years. Like, that's me. Like, it's the worst thing. Obviously, you lost bare peas, but at the same time, you know, it's basically like you're living in Dubai for the next 5 years because you ain't got to pay no tax. Because obviously this will be capital gains. Like a capital loss. Obviously. And he's still 30. He's still young, bro. You still got 19k. Just don't leave the market. Bare people have lost more money. At the end of the day, you just have to stay in the market, bro. Yeah. Obviously, you're a loser, but, you know, it is what it is. Just stay in the market and don't give up, man.
Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo. Fam, you lost money. So what, fam? Get in line. Get in line with every trader in this world, including Warren Buffett, including the richest man in the world, fam, which is Elon Musk, fam, who's worth now he's worth $500 billion. He's lost money. Trust me. Ask him. So this is the thing I hate about these people. Yeah, like when you get down and you just let that just change your entire perspective. This guy probably has a family, has a beautiful wife, probably has a decent job, but I mean, I don't think he does because he sounds like a bum and a loser. That's according to him. But yeah, it's like you can't let one thing turn into like a massive deal. And yes, you lost money, but at least you're still in the game. You still got skin in the game. Like all it takes is 1 or 2 trades to just get back up to what your investment was. So I wouldn't be down because you're down when you're not out. So yeah, it's not a big deal because it's doable. Even at this point of the market, you can still make life-changing money if you play it right.
Yeah, I think he's probably focused on the amount that he's lost, which is obviously significant. 100K, 6 figures is a lot of money. Where he has to put things into perspective is that he's not at zero and you're not like in debt. You're not in minus as far as we're aware. So you can bounce back, especially in crypto. I always say it and I'll keep saying it. There's always another opportunity in crypto. So if you keep your ear to the ground, like imagine, let's say you caught Asta, you put 5-10 bags into Asta at 50 cents and it went up to $2, whatever it was. You wouldn't be crying. You know, you'd be working your way back towards what you lost. So you just have to be observant. You have to be diligent. You have to be active. Because if you mope around and think, oh, woe is me, and why me? And you're just not going to make it, man. And then that 19K will turn into 0. And I guarantee that. So yeah, you just have to make sure you get back in the game and don't leave. Even if you're not actively deploying money, you just have to make sure you know what narratives they're hitting. There's nothing wrong with holding stable. So if you need to recalibrate your mind in this time of turmoil, then that's what I suggest you do. But welcome back to the Crypto Flip Podcast. I am your host, Harris King, and I am joined once again with my co-hosts, Ricardo and Deji. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, and if you're listening on audio platforms, we are available everywhere. Don't forget to leave a review because it really helps us create new episodes and in the future bring on guests that you will love. So this week has been very interesting for those of us who are in the UK because the FCA approves crypto purchases through ISAs. And for those of you who are not in the UK, an ISA is a type of UK account which allows, or bank account, which allows you to invest tax-free up to £20,000 per year. So this is really, really significant because you could previously do that with stocks and shares, and now crypto, it would be permitted from this week. What do you, man, make of that, and will you be taking advantage of it?
The FCA said that 12% of UK adults hold crypto in late 2024. 12%, bro. That's a small number, realistically. And we know that there's like 5% of the global population own crypto. But, bro, investing in crypto tax-free, like your long-term HODL account. Like, if you are in a fortunate enough to be able to put 20K into your ISA every year, max out your ISA, why not crypto? Like, or a company that you believe in, whatever. But I think this is massive, not just for price action. I don't think it will make a big difference in price because everyone and their dog is buying crypto. But tax-free crypto in the UK, that's 10 out of 10. And I'd be curious to see what coins you can buy as part of this, because yeah, I don't know. I'd have to go and like wherever I keep my eyes.
That's an excellent question, by the way. Excellent question. Because I had all I could assume was across all crypto assets. Oh yeah, they're not going to get some of those. Yeah, of course not. Of course it's UK.
And obviously, I guess the big down is obviously we always say not your keys, not your cheese, not your keys, not your coins. And in this case, it will not be your keys or your coins. But then, yeah.
The easiest way to do this and police it easy is just to allow ISA accounts to purchase Bitcoin-based ETFs or crypto-related ETFs. I don't see how you can hold, let's say, for example, and I'm not holding this, I'm not telling my viewers to hold this. I want to hold Cardano. How do I hold Cardano on my ISA? You know what I mean? Like, there have to be maybe some sort of selective custodians that are FCA regulated that you can invest through their native ETFs or something. That's just gotta be the complexities of crypto is just, I don't see how that allows you to use traditional ISA with crypto. So yeah,
So basically, it allows you to invest in a crypto ETN.
but ECN,
Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
it's a what type of product? Yeah.
I'll just my bro ChatGPT.
Yeah. You can GPT that though. I'll give my opinion. I mean, like I said, right now the market is rocking, but I don't think it's rocking because FCA is now allowing ISA to, interact with crypto-related assets. I think that is another positive step in the right direction.
The current British government originally had plans to cut the ISA from £20,000 to £10,000 budget. Will it be covered, like if you lose money in the ISA?
Yeah, you're covered. I think they have to be FDIC regulated.
Yeah, probably.
Which I believe is up to 86k.
Something like that.
ISAs might be different.
Right, exactly. So maybe you're in a position where you're like, okay, cool. I understand that, not my keys, not my coins, but I want like exposure at least to the price in a product which allows me to invest risk-free. I don't have to worry about losing it. I don't have to worry about all of the complexities around crypto. This, it's not difficult, obviously, but I'm just saying that we all know hacks can happen, different things can happen. Social engineering, etc. Because this UK government has been doing a lot of weird things lately. If they want and resurrect before obviously their term is up and they probably get kicked out. But if they decide, you know what, Bana, we need money, we're going to slash everyone's ISIS, is it still attractive at only 10,000 a year?
Bro, 10,000 is better than nothing because the alternative is nothing.
Bro, listen, man, I won't lie to you. You're right. Like, if they slash the ISA account to 10k, you should lose the attractiveness because, 20 is just a round, sweet number. And why are you cutting it? Because you want more tax. You want to tax more, basically. That's what you're saying. And that's also a reminder to millionaires, like, this country is essentially against you because, they don't want you to get to a certain level of wealth. So it's like, it would just be another evidence, plain evidence, you know what I mean?
I hate you.
No, I hear what you're saying in terms of 10,000 is better than nothing, but at what point is it even worth doing? You could say 100 is better than nothing, but we have to, 10,000 isn't chump change, but then when you aggregate that 10k across 5 years, it's like 50k. If you do the same across 20, then it's obviously 100k. So it really kind of limits what do you know
what I want to see? I want to see the number of people that are actually topping up their ISA with 20k a year. Because
True.
that's significant.
Most people are probably not maxing it.
Taxes.
No, you're right. That's a lot of money. And we are definitely in austerity. So a lot of people probably don't have that 20 to
you're wrong. And the reason why decreasing it from 20 to 10 is actually criminal is because you had to pay tax on 20 anyway. You had to pay tax before you could move that to your ISA account. So essentially, and if you're on higher rate tax, you're
what? Wait, I have to pay tax. Wait. Rewind. I have to pay tax to move money into an ISA account.
Well, bro, if we get paid, let's say
talking about income tax.
Let your
Income tax. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. You get taxed on your income and then you move it into your yeah.
Before they introduce a new one through the back door.
No, listen, this transactional fee is now what is this tax for? Oh, come on, man. And that makes sense. That's that break.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy. But something else that's crazy is UXTento, who have increased their multi-deploy limit from 5 coins to 50, which effectively means that you can deploy 50 meme coins at once with the click of a button using their UDEV feature. So basically, for those who don't know, UXento is a platform which allows users to track the tweets of prominent people, and they have a dev feature which allows you to instantaneously create meme coins in the click of a button, and now it's gone up to 50. So I think we can all see the potential issue here. Meme coins have been sucking liquidity, as we already know. If a dev, and I use that term very lightly, is able to now create a meme coin, not just one, 50, with one click, what do we think is going to happen, not only to meme coins, but to the liquidity in the altcoin market as well?
Nothing, man. Bro, the same people that were creating one meme coin and, looking to create another one, they're just going to create more. So it's just more and more. This just makes it easier, but it doesn't mean that there's going to be, there'll be more meme coins, but it'll also just be more rubbish in the market. And people are getting increasingly wise to just rubbish coins and rubbish projects. So I don't know. I don't really see this making a difference. If this was something that was rolled out like across the board, like every single like meme coin generation tool, then maybe, but yeah, nah.
Listen, yeah. I honestly, I want to curb my words. I don't want to be too harsh because, it's just one of those weeks. This is irrelevant, bro. Like, this is an absolute irrelevant news. The reason why I tell you it's irrelevant is, one, you going from launching 5 coins at the same time to 50 coins at the same time, there's bad trash in the market anyway. So what's adding more trash to our landfill? So good. The only thing it does is just makes it harder to spot better gems. That's what it is. I think, if this was, it's funny how like this smaller market competitor to Pop the Fun, the Let's Bang Play, because that's the only way you can compete, like just allowing your users to just pump funds into the market. But I wonder if it's like a snake eating its own tails. Like, you're deploying more tokens, you think that'll bring more like activity, but there's less liquidity, which means less traders. Essentially, it's just a trash company doing trash things. That's the way I see this. Like, even Pump the Fun's not doing it. Like, think about it. Like, Pump the Fun's like, we can be gimmicky. We'll create an ICO. We do an ICO. We'll raise funds, and then eventually the token will do well, which is what happened now. But launching 5 coins at the same time is 50 coins at once. It's like throwing bad stuff in the wall, hoping stuff sticks. Like, that's literally what it is.
Let me provide some context so that maybe,
Please.
maybe I wasn't clear when I was speaking. So UXento isn't a meme coin platform. It is a trading tool. So it will plug into things like Pop.fun, like Bonk.fun, like all of these platforms, and then you'll be able to create your 50 tokens to go into.
So it's just a wrapper. Okay, cool. Send them up.
So
yeah. Still dead. Like, okay. This is never a hot flash in a pan, fam. Literally, like,
yeah. A lot of people though are quite concerned on X. Like, I think that it's not good, and I think it's actually a bit of a bigger deal than people realize. And the reason why I say that is because there's a bit of the reason why I say that is because there is a lot of garbage in the market, and yes, people. Well, it presents 2 main issues. It's going to be harder to find real gems, which is obviously going to make it harder to make more money. And also it's going to be sucking more liquidity away from real projects, which meme coins have already done, and it's potentially only going to happen more. And if you think about it as well, the people that are going to be launching 50 tokens at once are most likely bad actors, so it's probably going to increase rugs and scams and all these other things. And when retail comes back, if they jump into these tokens which are obvious scams, then they get burned, they go away, they cry, and they're not going to come back. So I do think is quite significant. And also, let's not forget, we live in a society whereby once a company has done something once, it's like Pandora's box, you can't go back. So they've now introduced this, and it might become the new normal. What's the people saying? Okay, it is. What's 100? What's 1,000?
It is.
1,000 is, tokens at one click.
I agree with you, Harris, and I'll add something else to the point you made. Like, you are right. It's cause for concern for sure. Like, but the reason why this news will not be featured on anything or anyone won't be talking about this on X is because we're in the bull market. We're only up from here. But I don't want to touch too much about the 4-year cycle, because I know we're going to talk about that in the next segment. But this is a testament to where I feel like people are just currently in the euphoric phase of the market where, like, we think we're never going to go down. It's up and up from here. And I personally have not seen enough to say that the 4-year cycle is done. But I want to win that point now, because, like, the fact that you can now create services like this that can spin up 100 tokens, 50 million coins, whatever it is, it could be trash with whatever, but it still erodes the core essence of what crypto is meant to be. True decentralization, innovation, be tech oriented, and then they'll kind of building, starting businesses, growing that economy. But this cycle's been all about extractionary, and then I don't care what anyone tells me until I see a whole 4 year where, like, we'll consider on a up and up and up. Will I dismiss the 4 years? Because that is still intact. That's one of the biggest guide in learning the difference between, like, when it's bear market, when it's bull market. So for you to now just summarily dismiss it because of what evidence? I don't see any.
Let's get into that. So a lot of people have been talking about the 4-year cycle. A lot of influencers, a lot of people who are prominent within crypto. And there has been a lot of discussion as to whether the 4-year cycle is still a thing. Now, I want to know whether you think the 4-year cycle is done, and now we're living in a more of a macro cycle, business cycle, where Bitcoin will kind of hover around where it is. It will go through ebbs and flows. Maybe altcoins will kind of come and go, and there'll be mini alt seasons transitionally throughout, the next few years. Or whether you think that people are, and also adding to that, maybe we're in a sort of lengthening cycle where you may not be 4 years, it may be 5 or 6 years, or whether it's just completely gone and, we just don't have any cycles anymore. So which one do you think it is? And yeah,
this is a broad topic. Like, and I'll do my best to try and explain it the way I think I know. I think I can. Since I've been in this space, for, I think this is my third cycle now, and every single cycle, there is a part of the market cycle that everybody believes the 4-year cycle no longer applies. Like, every single cycle, from the first time which I was learning in crypto, figuring out what to do, like every of our listeners that are still hustling, trying to do the same, to now that I'm dead experienced in this and I know my ins and outs, and then I have to kind of get in and getting out, and then, gonna like do well for myself. And I still the same story. Like, the story just doesn't end. And you ask me a question, is the 4-year cycle still intact or not? I ask you another question. What evidence have you seen that makes us think that it's not it's not intact? Because all I see is people bull posting on the X, just screaming at the top of their lungs, oh yeah, Bitcoin's going up. Bitcoin is going up. You're stating the obvious. But this guy is now using that as a momentum that, oh yeah, market cycle, it no longer applies. The only evidence I'm willing to accept right now is the fact that because this is the first cycle that we've had multiple ETF approval, which is obviously Ethereum and Bitcoin. But other than that, there's no other evidence that can serve as evidence that we are no longer in a 4-year cycle. Like, that is the only evidence. Only. There's nothing else. You know what I mean? Because it's not like we're saying, boom, bear market starts tomorrow. But using the 4-year cycle as a guide on, when we are at the peak of the euphoria phase and at the bottom of the euphoria phase, and then using that as a guidance for when to be bullish and when to be bearish. And that has worked wonderfully the past 4 cycles. So why would we start working now? Because there's more ETF inflows. Companies only control less than 10% of Bitcoin circulation on the planet. You create a macro strategy. or the Bitcoin is bought. You know what I mean? There's still wills that hold more Bitcoin than these companies. So it's like, you know, that is the only evidence that I see that can challenge this. But I want to hear your opinion as well, Harris, because I've got more to say about this.
Yeah, I think that I don't think that the 4-year cycle is over. I think that it's still very much intact. I also think that with the additional liquidity in the market, namely through all of the ETFs that we have, and obviously the wider participation from retail, we might be entering into a lengthening cycle, i.e. we might be slightly longer than 4 years, and may go 5 years, may go 6. But I definitely think the cycle isn't broken and we're in some sort of free flow market which just continuously goes up and has many drop-offs, and it just keeps going up because there's so much liquidity in the market. I certainly don't think that's the case. I think people just get euphoric. And I think also what has shaken people is the fact that this market cycle is different. So I think that's caused people to be challenge their core beliefs, and I think that's a good thing. But I also think that people are being a bit too hasty because I don't really see any evidence to suggest that this market cycle is over. Let's not forget, there was a time during this market cycle where we were going sideways for ages when people thought that the market, that this cycle was over. People were calling, oh, this is a top, this is a top. So it's clear to see that a lot of people who think they have the right predictions are clearly out of their depth. But the real question is, as an investor, as a trader, what are you going to do with this information? I think we have to really position ourselves with enough capital on the sidelines in order to take advantage of any opportunities that come. And there will be opportunities. There'll be many a pullback. There'll be, many opportunities to get into new narratives whilst the market is hot. But you also have to understand that the market is not going to be hot forever. It feels like that. It really does. In the bull market, it feels like this is not going to stop going up. And it keeps going and going and going. But at the end of the day, markets don't go up forever. And crypto is no different. So the 4-year market cycle is definitely intact, in my view.
Yeah, and I had one more point. The 4-year cycle is actually based on the Bitcoin halving. So, like, usually, period after halving, we usually get like kind of supply shock. Then we use that as a momentum to kind of, rally to the upside. And then obviously making new all-time highs. And the only evidence that's challenging that traditional 4-year cycle is the fact that Bitcoin halving is now obviously diminishing due to smaller percentages of reduction in the Bitcoin issuance, which is okay. I accept that point. And then in the emergence of the spot ETF, and then obviously the interest of institutional investment. However, with all this new catalyst or it's a new evidence against the traditional 4-year cycle, I also know that these companies that are now holding Bitcoin as a treasury against it, hedging against inflation, they're using security-backed loans for that. They're taking loans from banks for that. They're creating a company saying we had this money asset, can you borrow against this asset, and then use that money they get from the bank to now buy more and Bitcoin assets. So it's like, eventually, like, that sounds a bit, what's the word again? Ponzi. Yeah, Ponzi. Yeah, it sounds Ponzi. So it's like, for every argument you argue, there's also a downside to that argument as well. Like, the only thing I'm willing to accept is, like, because of the Bitcoin halving diminishing, because there's low percentages being cut now, that I can see why you can say that's probably the only evidence I'm willing to accept. And the fact that it is a new cycle, we have ETFs now, but we don't know. It's the first year. Like, let the cycle be finished first. Right? Let's see what happens in the next year and a half. Then we can have a discussion. It's cycle dead, because this is just pure speculation. I'd love to speculate, but I don't have enough evidence to actually project and say this is what's happening. So yeah,
definitely. Well, with that, we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.